Hi and welcome. This is my May review for Scorpios. We start the month on a fantastic note because we have Venus and Jupiter conjunct, and this is a fantastic aspect to have, and it's happening in your 5th house. This is the house of love. This is the house of creativity. So what a day to start with. Now you only got to be a little bit careful because this is also prone to overindulgence on this aspect, so just take things moderately and all will be well. Now there's another thing to be aware of that starts on the 1st, and that's Pluto's retrograde. Now Pluto's retrograde for 5 months. While he's retrograde, it's a good time to work with his energy, and you should be very familiar with the Pluto energies. Being a Scorpio, he's your ruler. Now Pluto's in your 3rd house, so this is a time when you can transform yourself and change yourself through the awareness and understanding of other people. Also through the interaction with others. So communication is very important during this phase. And also with Pluto retrograde in this 3rd house, it's a good time to look at your surroundings, look at your environment, see where you can make changes, see where you can improve matters. On the 4th, we have a conjunction in your 7th house of relationships. The Sun makes a conjunction with Uranus. Now this is always an aspect to bring a spark of life into things. So you need to spice up your relationships a little bit, do something different, inject some energy in, and you won't have any problem doing that because Mars, your co-ruler, who's also in that 5th house of creativity and love affairs, is making a positive aspect to the Sun. So this is a great time to do something a little bit original, a little bit different, a little bit imaginative that will keep your relationship fresh. If you're not bringing a bit of sparkle to your relationship, it could cause a little bit of conflict because Venus is making a square to the Black Moon Lilith, so make sure that you do pay attention to this. And the other aspect that happens on the 4th is also a conjunction between Saturn and Vesta, the asteroid. This is happening in your 4th house, so this is a good time to pay some attention to your home. Vesta is your internal flame that burns, and you have to honour this. So maybe that you want to make your home a more relaxing or a better place, and it's a good time to pay some attention to that and make it as beautiful as you desire. Another fantastic day on the 5th when Venus makes a aspect to Mercury. Now Venus is going at full speed, but Mercury is slowing down. Venus in that 6th house wants to have a little bit of fun and a little bit of excitement during your daily routine, so it might be a good day to think up something new in these areas. Then Mercury does slow right down and goes retrograde on the 10th. Now Mercury will be retrograde in your 8th house. This is a time to look at your resources, look at your finances and see where maybe if you've got debts that you need to sort them out, relocate money, maybe take out a loan, and budget and get things organised. Also to look at what you have, look at your assets. There's maybe some assets that you've forgotten about, or some hidden talents that you really could make good use of now to make some extra money. The other thing with Mercury retrograde in this position is that you have 3 weeks to work with this, so there's plenty of time to get to grips with this energy as it goes internally. But also it's a good idea to be the truth. It's great to make new friends, but keep your old ones and make sure you are truthful and honest with them. I know sometimes that hurts, but people will appreciate it. On the 12th, with the Sun making a conjunction with the North Node, this is a time when you can make the most of your talents. So we spoke about discovering them, but now you can really make the most of them, get to grips with that. And your life is about to change. There is time for a new challenge or a new quest, and I think you're ready for it because it's long overdue. And something's going to happen, something that's going to occur over the coming weeks will open a new door for you, change your life in some way. This is destiny at work here. The North Node is about our spiritual way forward, and this is a time when you need to put your best foot forward. Mars is also making an aspect to the Sun, so Mars adds his energy and his drive to this. So whatever it is that you feel you need to do, Mars will give you the incentive and initiative to get on and do it. On the 15th, there's things that need your attention and you need to sort out. Firstly, we have the Sun making an aspect to Saturn. Now, Saturn's in that 4th house of the home, so there's things you may have left to do with the home that need to be finished off. You have responsibilities and obligations to the home. So although you may be getting excited about things that are happening, new things, you still have to pay attention to what's got to be done. And then the other aspect is between Venus and Chiron. This is in your 6th house. This is the house of health. So there may be some health issues that come up again from the past that you need to either pay attention to or to sort out immediately, because you don't want anything to reoccur. On the 16th we have our full moon, and it happens to be in your sign of Scorpio, and also in your 1st house. Now, the full moon in Scorpio is a very intense and emotional full moon, as you well know from the past, and it does take Scorpios into the depths of their feelings. Now, this full moon is also a total lunar eclipse. It's a very important one, and if you're born towards the end of Scorpio, then this one's really going to affect you quite critically. Now, this eclipse is part of the Saras 6 North series and involves relationships with authority figures or parental figures. So this could be something that comes up at this moment. And also, this series of eclipses is about taking control and responsibility for something. So although this full moon is in your 1st house and it's time for you to have some time to yourself, you've got to balance the autonomy with your reliance and your dedication and responsibility to other people. So it's quite a difficult one to handle. But also with this full moon, and all full moons are about letting go. This is a good time to let go of things, especially if you're taking on more responsibility, to let go of some things that maybe you needn't be involved with or you don't need anymore. On the 17th, you may have a strange feeling. You may feel like you've been disconnected from the world or being in suspension. What it is Mars, the planet of ego, is making a conjunction with Neptune. Neptune's in Pisces. Mars isn't particularly happy in Pisces. He can't wait to get into Aries by the end of the month. So the ego of Mars can be dissolved by Neptune, so it can really make you feel quite strange. But don't worry, because it won't last long. And on the 18th, the Sun makes a positive aspect to your ruler Pluto, and this will increase the intensity and energy around you again, and things will return to normal. And with this aspect, this is a day when you can really start working on those Pluto retrograde issues that we spoke about. On the 19th, Mercury makes an aspect to Pluto. Mercury's going retrograde, so it's a good time to evaluate your power and how you use your energy during the day. See if you can fine-tune things to get more efficiency in your working day. Then on the 21st, the Sun moves into Gemini, makes a connection with Mercury, and it's a good time to look at your plans. Look at where you are, what you want to do, because in a week or so, Mercury's going to go direct, and they'll both be going direct in Gemini through the 8th house. So it's a good time to evaluate your plans and see where you can make changes or adjustments ready for when everything moves forward. We have a very fortunate transit on the 22nd as the Sun makes a positive aspect to Jupiter. Now, the Sun being in the 8th house, this is the house of money coming in from outside sources. So it might be a good day to maybe buy a lotto ticket. You never know. But also it's a day when you can expand and grow. You can look at your plans and see how things will materialise in that way. And then also we have Mars making an aspect to Pluto. This is another positive aspect. So again, you'll have some drive and impetus. But this is more about planning, because Mars is going to move into Aries in a few days, and that's where he'll be most at home. That's when you'll have most power, most energy. He'll also make a conjunction with Jupiter. So just as this point is just more about planning and getting a feel of things, ready for that big push. On the 23rd, we have a coming together of Ceres, the asteroid, and the black moon Lilith. This is happening in your 9th house. And here we have two archetype primal archetypes that are two sides of the same coin. We have Ceres, who represents the eternal mother and the nurturing side in us, and then we have the Black Moon Lilith, who represents the original sinner and also the more promiscuous side of sexuality. So this is a chance when you can work together and bring these two into one. Now the other thing with this too is it may bring up things from the past, particularly about independence and freedom, because this is in your 9th house. This is the house of freedom. This is a house of adventure. So there may be times and there may be things that come up from the past where you've been held back, or things have happened that have not allowed you to express yourself and be yourself. So just be aware that these may come up, and if they do, they may bring up some anger with them, but make sure you handle that well. And it's also an opportunity to help other people, help people to understand where they can achieve their freedom and independence as well. Venus makes two aspects. The first on the 24th is a aspect to Saturn. Now this is about responsibilities and obligations and duties around the home and to do with your daily work. So it's a good time to sit down in a positive way and talk about things. And then on the 26th it's time to start putting them in action, because Venus then makes an aspect to Pluto. So there'll be intensity coming through that will give you the determination to make whatever decisions you've made work. On the 28th we have Mars moving into Aries and making an extremely powerful connection with Jupiter. Jupiter's very happy being in the early stages of Aries as well. So this can give tremendous physical energy and power, and it's good to focus on a project or on some exercise, sport, and use this power wisely. This is happening in your 6th house of work and routines. This is an ideal position for this, and you can really channel this energy well for 3 days. You can take risks with this, but make sure that calculated risks. Don't overdo things, because you don't want to spoil the energy now. On the 30th, Mars makes a square to the Black Moon Lilith. This will give you the impetus to break free from convention and really push forward on whichever direction you want to go. So these two combining well together. To end the month we have a new moon. This is perfect timing for you Scorpios, because this new moon is in Gemini and it's in the 8th house. This is a time of self-empowerment. So we've got that Mars energy coming now, and now you can really use this power to literally empower yourself. So you need to harness this well, and you need to communicate, and you need to share the energy as well with others, because this is in the 8th house. This is about sharing, it's about intimacy. So don't think you can just go off and do all this on your own. You need other people, you need to be involving other people, and communication skills will be enhanced with this new moon as well, being in Gemini. Now with the new moon, it's always about new projects, new things that are coming along, and with that Mars energy as well, this is a fantastic time for any new enterprise, any business ideas that you have, and any changes you want to make within your routines and diets and exercise, and also with your daily working routines. It's a good time to bring in changes there. Thank you for tuning in to the May review. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and I really hope you'd subscribe as well. And if you'd like to leave a message, I'd love to hear from you.